We're standing right on the brink of a massive transformation. It's one that's going to redefine not just our software, but the entire way we live our lives. Welcome to the coming age of AI agents. Let's be real for a second. We're all drowning in a digital flood, right? Emails, notifications, endless data streams. It's this constant battle against information chaos. It is exhausting. And frankly, the way we're doing things now is just broken. But what if the next step for AI isn't just about sorting through all that chaos? What if it could become a true delegate for you? An autonomous system that doesn't just give you suggestions, but actually acts on your behalf? To really wrap our heads around this huge shift, let's start with something we all know and, well, dread: the inbox. It's right there, in that daily flood of emails, that we can catch the first real glimpse of this agent-driven future. And look, this isn't just you and me feeling overwhelmed. It is a well-documented problem. Recent research points to this exact issue, basically saying that our old-school tools just can't keep up with the sheer volume and complexity of how we communicate today. So, what's the answer? Well, that same research suggests that AI-powered automation could slash the time we spend managing email by a staggering 80%. Just stop and think about that. Imagine getting 4/5 of your day back from the clutches of your inbox. That's the kind of power we are talking about unlocking. And how does it even work? Well, it's a pretty slick three-step process. First, the AI uses natural language processing to really understand what an email is actually about. Then it dives into internal documents and databases to find the right answer. And finally, it drafts a super precise, context-aware reply. Simple, right? This email assistant is the perfect bite-sized example of an AI agent. You give it a goal, it uses its tools, and it gets the task done. But, and this is the big but, managing email is just the opening act. Now let's pull back the curtain and see the much, much bigger picture. Because this whole idea of an autonomous agent isn't just for email. No way. It is exploding across every single industry you can imagine, creating this huge universe of brand new possibilities. Okay, so let's get really clear on what we mean when we say agent. This is not just another chatbot. We're talking about an autonomous system. You give it a goal, you give it a set of tools, and it figures out how to take the actions needed to get there, all on its own. And the applications are just popping up everywhere. In healthcare, you've got agents analyzing incredibly complex medical reports. In finance, they're executing trades faster than any human possibly could. They're optimizing delivery routes. They're predicting crop health. I mean, the list just goes on and on. Just picture it, an automated trading bot that literally never sleeps. It's analyzing global markets 24/7, crunching millions of data points, and executing trades in microseconds. That's a speed and scale that is completely impossible for a human. Or how about a legal assistant? One that can sift through thousands of pages of dense documents, flagging key clauses and potential risks in just minutes, instead of weeks. It even gets into cybersecurity. Researchers are now building what they call vibe hacking agents. These are autonomous systems that don't just follow a checklist. They intuitively probe a network for weaknesses, almost mimicking the creative, unpredictable style of a human hacking team. Pretty wild. So you see, this isn't just about individual tools anymore. This is about a fundamental redesign of how we structure our companies. We're moving towards what experts at McKinsey are calling the Agentic Organization. If you think about it, the history of work is really a story of evolution. We went from small teams of craftspeople to these rigid industrial hierarchies to the agile teams of the digital age. And now, we are entering the next great paradigm shift, the AI era. This new model brings humans and AI agents together, working side by side. And the economic goal here is, well, it's profound. The idea is to drive the cost of knowledge work, the cost of making one more report, one more design, one more analysis, down to almost zero. This could completely rewrite the rules of business as we know it. So what does that look like? Well, we're shifting from those rigid top-down org charts to flat, dynamic networks. We're moving away from silo departments and towards small, human-led teams that supervise entire workflows run by AI agents. In this new world, our main job isn't doing the work, it's supervising it. But, that raises a massive question. If these agents are autonomous, who's watching them? And this brings us to the absolutely critical topic of supervision and safety.
Because what happens when an agent, while trying to be helpful, just goes off the rails? What happens if it misunderstands its instructions or uses its tools in a way we never, ever intended? Just think about the risks for a second. An agent that's supposed to find the best product might develop some kind of hidden bias. An agent personalizing a service could accidentally leak sensitive user data. Or one could connect to a malicious tool and open up a huge security hole. These aren't just hypotheticals. They are the real challenges we have to solve right now.
So, a leading solution is something called the Agent Supervisor Framework. In short, we use one AI to watch another. A supervisor AI is given a very strict set of rules, you can think of it like a safety constitution, that clearly defines what's undesirable, whether that's showing bias, risking privacy, or using unsafe tools.
So, as we start to bring all these pieces together, the incredible capabilities on one hand and the critical oversight on the other, we begin to see the shape of our AI-powered future. And what it looks like is a brand new kind of team. And that means our own roles are going to evolve. McKinsey predicts 3 key profiles will emerge. First, you'll have M-shaped supervisors. These are the broad generalists who conduct the orchestra of agents. Then you'll have T-shaped experts, the deep specialists who parachute in to solve the really tough problems the agents can't. And finally, the AI-augmented frontline, who will be freed from boring tasks to focus purely on high-value human connection.
Which really leaves us with one final critical question. This whole revolution isn't just about technology. It's about us. It's about humanity. As these powerful, autonomous agents become our new digital colleagues, how are we going to redefine what it even means to be a team?